telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown, episode number 172. At least I think so. Well, I haven't uploaded the last 3 because I'm still waiting on James to edit one of them, but whatever. I'm the host, Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
James the E-Man. Who's introducing who? Ah!
He always just leave it free, and I was like, okay, who's gonna speak first? It's like, oh, you need to cue somebody, like I cue you and Chris on 205 Life Matters. You can't expect people to just talk when you freaking just say someone introduces us first. You should go like, James, and he says, hi, I'm different. And then you go like, and we got Noah, like, hi everybody, I'm just a simple man. Cue your guest. Start over.
It's fine. It's fine. Greatest intro ever. Great.
Okay. All right, so I'm here with the person that was the first ever Wrestling Rundown champion.
Oh, hi. That's me. I'm different. James.
Yeah.
Hebert.
See, I still cue the guys, and he doesn't even know what I'm cueing when I even say that. Like,
170 plus episodes, and you still
still introduce myself. There you go.
And then we have the person I haven't introduced yet.
Fair enough. Hello again, everybody. You know me, the frequent flyer. I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster.
And
best intro ever.
The best intro ever was still Steve's table flip. That would be forever the best intro ever.
Yeah, that was freaking hysterical. But anyway.
But yeah, we had to talk about some exciting stuff of wrestling and then main event.
I got my Mountain Dew. I'll be all right. Continue. I just did Eric.
So let's talk about the exciting world. We're gonna talk about 205 Live, and then me and Noah are gonna review the NXT UK episodes from the past 2 weeks, since I haven't watched it the past 2 weeks and reviewed it, and then NXT's episode this week. That's gonna be fun, and then main event. I don't actually. So we just start with main event because I don't want to end it with main event.
Let's go.
Let's just go main event. Kick it off. Get it done.
Alright, so you had it took place. Hey, so you know how it's the Wednesday Night Wars? It's gonna be AEW versus NXT versus main event because main event is on Wednesdays too.
At the same time?
No, it goes on Hulu like on Wednesdays, but still.
Who the hell cares?
It's Wednesday Night Wars though, guys. It's main event. Main event's in there along with it. Listen to this excellent commentary team. The commentary team is Dio Madden, Byron Saxon, and Renee Young. That's the fantastic commentary team. Awesome.
Who's the color commentator?
Dio Madden and Renee Young. Byron Saxon's play-by-play.
Fuck that. No. I'm good.
There's more.
I like that.
I don't know about this.
There's more. We had the first match. It was Mojo Rawley versus No Way Jose. And I think you guys know who won this. Mojo Rawley won with an Alabama Slam.
Wow.
And he didn't care about the match. He didn't put any effort into it. That was the story that they were telling. And No Way Jose still lost, even though Mojo Rawley didn't put any effort into it. Then we had the main event of the show. It was Kalisto and Grand Metalik with Lince Dorado versus EC3 and Eric Young. They didn't show any of the heat spots that Eric Young and EC3 got. Basically, it went to commercial right when it came back. Kalisto just hit a Salida del Sol on Eric Young and won. We gotta do the letter grades now. I'm gonna start since I actually watched it. I'm gonna give it an F, and I'm gonna give it a 10%, 10 out of 100. Let's start with James. James, what do you give this show with a letter grade and then the percentage within that letter grade?
Deplorable.
What's the letter grade?
Negative 10 out of 100.
What would that be in a letter grade?
F minus.
We put Noah to sleep too. Noah,
What happened? I thought we were talking about main event. I was having a nightmare. What happened?
You gotta give main event a letter grade and then a percentage within that letter grade.
Squiggle. Negative 645%.
Negative what?
645%.
Perfect. Still an F minus.
That's the best review I think we've ever done of something though. So
This is the dumbest. I'm pretty sure of that.
all right, let's get to the good stuff now.
Okay, good. Yay.
All right, so Noah's gonna take us through 205 Live that aired this week because that's pretty damn important.
Hashtag 205 Live matters. So it was the post-Clash Champions edition, and we first had a cinematic video package recapping one of my favorite matches from Clash Champions, the Cruiserweight Triple Threat. That showed all the high spots. All three Cruiserweights got incredibly showcased. The crowd was into it. There was no mute break. There was no promo interruption. And in the end, the law prevailed. Gulak won, taking advantage of Lindsay Dorado and Roberto Carrillo's one-on-one offense as Roberto Carrillo hit the Aztec crash, but then got thrusted, shoulder first into the turn post, and basically Gulak pinned Lindsay Dorado. The exact outcome I expected, which leads us to our show tonight. Opening match, it was Epilog. Lindsay Dorado versus Ari Daivari. And the start of this match was, right from the get-go, Ari Daivari said Lindsay Dorado's face, "You should have listened to me. If you would have listened to me, you would have been champion, but you didn't. You blew it." And there was a nice physical altercation. It seemed a little slow-paced at first. Both men jogging for control, but Lindsay Dorado sticking to his lucha libre roots. Got some high-flying offense in. Ari Daivari trying to get heat from the crowd. He got some heat to an extent, but the match really changed in favor of Lindsay Dorado after he countered hammerlock lariat from Ari Daivari. We ended up with both men, on the turn post, jogging for position. And it was a really close to the ropes shooting star press that allowed Lindsay Dorado to get the win and hopefully close this story altogether. I thought it was a nice opening match. James, your thoughts?
Thought it was a 3.5. I really enjoyed the work between both men. I liked the contrast in styles. I thought, kind of like what Owen said on 205 Live Matters, Ari Daivari's improved tremendously as an in-ring worker. I remember I was roasting him for like barely doing anything, and now here this guy is like having some of the best matches that he's had in his career here in 205. So I liked it, and I really liked Lindsay Dorado. I thought he shined probably the most in here, and for some reason my computer trying to go to sleep on me. You're not going to do that. Main event's over. Main event's over. Main event's over. Okay, good. But yeah, Lindsay Dorado shined the most in this match, and I'm looking forward to actually see if the story goes anywhere from here. I don't think it should, unless they do a 6-man tag match with Arya and the Singh brothers versus Lucha House Party, but we'll see.
I could actually see that happening because we had Danny get angry about the Singh brothers this episode. And in my opinion right now, Ari Daivari, he's the top heel. I know people are going to say Drew Gulak, he's the champ, he's a heel, but Drew Gulak, he's always been the essential main character to me of the 205 Live brand. And I don't see him so much as the straight heel. I just see him being the top guy you want to beat. Ari Daivari, he's garnered a lot of crowd heat and has put it to his advantage. Tremendous heel work. And like you said, great in-ring worker, great character. Owen, I know we talked about on 205 Live match, but go ahead and give us, of course, your brief thoughts to your wrestling rundown audience.
Yep. Very good stuff. I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was a nice opening match. I like the quickness that Lindsay Dorado showed in this match. I always love his golden rewind. He does probably the best like springboard stunner out of anybody probably on the roster. I
mean, there is Leo Rush.
Different show.
Oh yeah, well,
I mean, he is technically a cruiserweight, so I'll give you that. But continue, Owen.
I should say up until Wednesday then, because I said that, obviously because I forgot Leo Rush is back for a second, and then I like the way Ari Daivari wrestles, where he's one of the best wrestlers, where he's really improving himself, and he's just like that veteran. He always just tries to be like that ultimate opportunist. In the division where he's not trying to have like the best matches per se. He just wants to find any way he can to win. And I like the finish with the shooting star press. I think it makes sense, and I'm not really sure where this is gonna go. I do like too before the show they showed a WWE.com exclusive of Lucha House Party making up, and now they're back together again. I don't know if that puts the end of that story, but
when are they gonna get a damn house?
Never.
They call themselves the House Party, and I never see a house or a party. I mean, I see the party. I don't see the house.
Well, maybe that's just not on the budget for their promo segments. I don't know, but you make a valid point. And also, you're right, because Lince Dorado asked his brothers to stay away from ringside. He wanted to do this on his own. Case proven.
And I thought it made sense, too, for Lince Dorado to win since he just contended for the title, so it kind of keeps him in the rankings to go up against Gulak. So I quite like that as well.
Yeah, and I don't know whether or not this really hurts Ardabari because, truth be told, he's still getting TV time, still puts up a great match. He's still involved in this whole triangle or square or trapezoid, pentagon, whatever shape you want to call this, cruiserweight title picture. But I guess we'll find out more to come. I don't know if there was exclusive yet. I have to
Hexagon.
check WWE.com's YouTube channel to see if there was a post-exclusive or the Twitter channel, but I'll do that later. Hashtag spoiler free. Anyway, moving on from here, we move on to a grudge battle in the making. Or so I thought it was going to be, as we were finally getting the Brian Kendrick versus Jack Gallagher one-on-one. And we did to an extent. We got all the fun spots. Hi, Cat. We got all the fun spots. He did the upside-down bicycle kick, and he did, of course, his traditional. He needs to get new music. He's not a heel anymore. He should go back to his old music or whatever. He needs something. I don't remember what the name of the original track was. But anyway...
It was Paul London's track if you're talking about Brian Kendrick.
No, he's not.
Jack Gallagher. Jack Gallagher's.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called, but it's such a familiar classical piece, and probably public domain too. But anyway, it was one-on-one, but the Brian Kendrick, he had, of course, Akira Tozawa in his corner, and he said, pre this match, you've been waiting to face me one-on-one. Well, now I'm going to teach you how to respect the Brian Kendrick. And Akira Tozawa, he's just there smiling, not with a cheesy T smile, just a simple smile. It seems like they're both on the same page. You don't necessarily think Akira's heel or not in this. Akira, I think he's still the odd man out. Proven by this match because the match turned when the Brian Kendrick pushed Jack Gallagher.
In other words, he's Asian and he doesn't speak English, so therefore he doesn't know. That's the story they're telling. I just want to point that out there.
Very good point. Tell me,
can we just call it what it is? This is so bullshit. Like, he knows how to speak English.
I fear, let me get to it. I fear they're repeating 2017, and I saw that street fight live between Akira Tozawa and the Brian Kendrick. But anyway, it was Jack Gallagher inadvertently pushed to Akira Tozawa. They're having a tip. Jack Gallagher is thinking Akira Tozawa should go to the back. But what happens? Jack Gallagher, he gets a bad end to his back via a candlestick by the Brian Kendrick. Akira Tozawa was like, what are you doing? And all of a sudden, we got beat down in the ring until Akira says, stop, that's enough. The Brian Kendrick smiling, okay, I get you. But as soon as you turn your back on the Brian Kendrick, I'm pretty sure that was one of his 13 or 17 lessons from 2017, I don't remember. Whack! He whacks Akira Tozawa once with the candlestick, thoroughly on his back, does the proof point, and then walks away. So has the Brian Kendrick snapped? Is he trying to garner respect? Is he trying to teach somebody here a lesson? Where the hell is this going? Owen, your thoughts.
I thought the segment, was pretty interesting. The match was obviously fairly good, and I was interested they did a Kendrick turn. I actually don't really mind him turning because I think he's a better heel than he is a babyface because he's so calculated and stuff like that. But it's interesting they're going back to Kendrick as a heel with Tozawa as a face because they kind of already done that feud. I kind of wish, like I said on 205 Live Matters this week, that Akira Tozawa turned heel along with him. Just because I think we haven't seen a heel Akira Tozawa yet. I think that would be something interesting, something innovative for 205 Live. I mean, we've seen like glimpses of it in the CWC, and we saw it in this tag match a couple weeks ago. But I think it would be interesting to see Akira Tozawa go heel. I think I would quite like that. But I kind of like what they did here. I'm interested. Are they going to set up a triple threat match? Are they going to maybe, like you brought up on 205 Live Matters, maybe have like Kendrick try to get like an aggressive side out of Akira Tozawa and have him go heel that way. It's definitely interesting, and I'm interested to see where it goes with this because luckily I don't have to like crap on it yet because I want to see where this plays out because I can actually do that with 205. I don't have to do that with the main roster where I can't see what stories play out. So I quite like this. I'm going to see where this goes. And the match between Gallagher and Kendrick was really just, filler to kind of set up this storyline. But what they were doing I thought was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, this was definitely more about the story than the match. And again, you're right. One thing we haven't seen out of this trio is Akira Tozawa going heel. Is this soul burst finally going to happen? James, you're following this match, this angle. What do you think's to come?
I was more confused about it than anything because you would think that Akira Tozawa would learn from 2017, but I guess he didn't and turned his back and he got whacked. Typical.
The man with the plan.
And I'm intrigued as far as where the end game is, and I mean, I don't know if you could really do a Jack Gallagher, Akira team. I was hoping to do Akira Tozawa and Kushida team. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Instead of because I think that makes more sense. But that's just me, considering that NXT is pretty much merging with 205 at this point. Mm-hmm. Why not do it that way? And. I don't mind the story. I didn't mind the match. It was like a good even 3. But I think, honest to God, the storyline to me, as I mentioned, was he was Asian and he couldn't speak English, so he didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yes.
It was just so weird.
But James,
why?
This division's continuously crushing our dreams for tag team titles as they're breaking up.
Don't remind him.
Can we please just do this tag? I want a cruiserweight tag.
James, if merge happens under NXT, they could go for the NXT tag titles. You might get Akira Tozawa and Kushida going up against the Undisputed Era. Think about that.
That'd be cool. I like that. Can we also do a thing where we have 6-man tag titles because you're actually having a fucking teams over in NXT at this point. Look at how many factions there are. It's ridiculous.
Actually, James,
all actual factions.
I'm gonna ask you a quick.
They are.
I gotta ask you a quick question because just for real quick because we haven't had your thoughts on it. Your thoughts on Dio Madden now on commentary because you haven't been on video yet since he's been on commentary.
He's okay. To me, he's like Don Callis. He's all right.
Okay.
Doesn't do much for me.
I don't think he's as edgy or as clever as Don Callis, but then again, maybe I haven't seen him fully mature his commentary skills yet. He does seem to focus a lot on the action and story being told in the ring to an extent. You don't really know what side he goes with, though, yet, heels versus faces. And he likes to bring a lot of some pop culture for us as video game references. So he's got some good traits, some good commentary, but I feel like there's still spots he needs to fill in. But again, I'm not going to judge him this soon. It's only the second week. But so far, I think he's better than Byron Saxton.
Not even close.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, I guess that's not fair. I mean, if you were going to...
If you guys want to see a really funny ride-along, just look up Byron Saxton with JBL and Michael Cole.
Oh, yeah, when they leave him, like, what, at, like, that restaurant or whatever or something?
Yeah.
Gas station.
A gas station.
I can't believe Ride Along. Anyway, that show's kind of funny. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with this storyline. Following this, we got a backstage interview segment with, of course, Humberto Carrillo. And he basically talks about if the match was one-on-one, I had Drew Gulak. I had the title. Even though I wasn't going to pick Drew Gulak, I had the title won, and he did. But he's not going to blame anybody for his loss. All he's going to say is, I will get an opportunity, and I will become Cruiserweight Champion. Pretty simple. Okay. Then we go to Oney Lorcan, who's backstage. The guy's so odd with promos, but I like it. He basically says that 2 weeks ago, because of course we get a recap of how this all occurred, with Tony Nese basically attacking Oney Lorcan saying, I've been there before. You've been there. And he basically took him out to the point he had a vacation for a week. Now he's back and basically he says, I'm out to hurt Tony Nese, Then I'm going to come after Drew Gulak. Then I'm going to go after the Cruiserweight Championship, which led us to our main event. Tony Nese versus Oni Lorcan. And this match took a very different pace than what I was expecting compared to what we're going to talk about very soon in another match Oni Lorcan was involved in. Overall, though, I still thought it was a very good back-and-forth match. You see Tony Nese trying to prove a point. He's trying to prove that Oni Lorcan is not on his level. He's still a premier athlete. He can still pick up wins. But the story here was definitely who could drive someone through a wall first, because Oni Lorcan's like, as you see the wall, I'm putting you through that wall. And before he could, freaking Tony Nese drove him into a turnbuckle post, then drove him over the table and collapsing it. And then we get a bit of a rest hold in the middle of the ring. I believe it was like a scissors lock. Both men jogging for position at one point for their finishers. Only Lorcan, though, he gathers energy like a spirit bomb from Dragon Ball Z, gets his fairy, and drives Tony Nese not for one, not for two, but 3 corners of 4 parts of the barricade. Get back in the ring, and of course we get the running hip attacks. He tried for the half and half. He never could actually execute it. We eventually had both men on the turnbuckle, jogging for position, and only thing was able to get Tony Nese off. Eventually, Tony Nese, he was driven to the outside of the ring, but before Oni Lorcan could fly, because he was pointing to and get ready to do it, out from underneath the outside of the ring, Drew Gulak, who caused another distraction for Tony Nese to get a roll-up finish with the tights. I did not expect the match to go this way. I did not expect the slow start we got either. But it does prove a point to me how I feel, once again, Nese and Gulak, dominant duo theater again. But Gulak basically says, this is what you call just business. And we go off the air with the dynamic duo up the stage, gloating. And Gulak saying, you'll never get this title. While Oni Lorcan's just confusing stuff. Now that he sees that. And I lost, and this what did I do? A weird way to just go off, and the end. That was the end of the show. James, your thoughts on this main event match, and of course the post angle?
I was confused with the post angle. I enjoyed the match. The match was fine.
Yeah.
Even though it started weird.
Yeah.
But
I was expecting a much faster start.
Isn't this the same guy that just kind of assaulted Tony? Which kind of started the slow face turn anyway?
Yes.
Well, we're just gonna forget this happened? I don't like that. I like the match, so the match is this was like the best match on the show, like 4 and not 4 3/4. It was like 3 3/4. And it was really good way to close off the show, but that ending confused me because I get it. Like, let's see how it plays out. Maybe he'll turn on him as a face. I don't know. But this is the same guy that kind of started this face turn. Him and Buddy Murphy kind of turned on him, and then over the years, and then all of a sudden he could be friends with people again.
I feel like there's more than meets the eye here. There's gotta be a long, slow burn plan. I mean, you want to get a cruiser opportunity. Why not be this close cruiserweight champion? Big Joseph even pushed this story like this. I'm like, okay, so you hit a bump, but you won the freaking title at WrestleMania, the apex of WWE shows. And just because you lost a couple of matches doesn't mean you should just go for this complete 180-degree turn. And again, this was the story that Dio Madden and Aiden English were also putting over as well. Aiden was like, yes, you did that then, but what have you been doing now? So again, there is some sort of a questioning per se on this, but from a wrestler standpoint, thank you, Aiden English, you kind of understand why he's doing this, and you feel like there's more to this than meets the eye. Owen, your brief closing thoughts on this?
I thought the match was very good. I like Tony Nese as a heel. I think he fits better as a heel. He just has that cocky, brash attitude about him that really works. And if it is going in that direction where he's swerving Gulak, and it's just going to turn on him to get another title match, I'd be fine with that. But I kind of like the Gulak and Nese pair-up. And I think 205 Live was kind of lacking in the heel department. Because Mike Kanellis really can't do a whole lot now as a heel because they've not the 205 Live team, but the WWE's kind of he's not going to be taken seriously ever again, pretty much.
Gee.
We already talked about that.
Yeah.
But you know, I actually like what the direction they're going with, and I like how they're setting up like multiple feuds for Drew Gulak as champion. They're setting up Humberto Carrillo. Obviously they set one up the next night, but they're setting up Oni Lorcan, and they're setting up Lince Dorado since he got the win. So I like this. I thought the match was very good, and I like the finish. You know, where he won because of outside interference. And I can like this because 205 Live doesn't do the roll-up finishes all the time and overdo them. So they can get away with it this time. And, you know, this continues the feud between Oni Lorcan and Tony Nese. Maybe they'll have, you know, I'm thinking about it now. Maybe they'll do the first ever 205 cage match where, like, Oni Lorcan and Tony Nese will have a cage match so that way nobody can interfere.
Okay. I can get behind that. They have not done a steel cage on 205 Live. I would actually like to see that. And since they're all about running each other in the walls, why not try with steel? Interesting points. But again, I guess we'll see what happens because we haven't heard, nor tell, or seen Drake Maverick yet.
So now,
this week's episode of 205 Live. So let's go ahead and give our grade according to your scale and grade. Again, the show left me fickle, to use a word like Daniel O'Brien, but it did continue the idea of where you think these stories are going. You really don't know which way the Cruiserweight title is going, but you know that's what everyone's still gunning for. And I'm curious to see what's happening the most between Akira Tozawa, Jack Gallagher, and the Brian Kendrick. Are we going to get a triple threat? Is this one of those manipulative ideas where Akira Tozawa is going to turn heel eventually? And who's going to challenge Drew Gulak at the time of this for the Cruiserweight title? I thought it was a very good setup episode. Not like your standard 205 Live. I didn't see the classic match that be like, wow, I want to go back through and rewatch that. I didn't see that at all in this episode. But it did extend storylines, unlike other stuff. I thought it was pretty good. Still above average for me. I give it I'm in the B- C+ range, but just because Drew Gulak is one of my favorite champions in WWE right now, I can't be biased. I gotta be realistic here. It wasn't average, but it was still above. But it focused more on storytelling than the matches, actions. C+ for me, so 79%. Oh, what about you?
I thought it was a good show. You had two good matches, one in the beginning, one at the end. You had a setup storyline with, you know, Gentleman Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick. But, you know, I've seen better 205 episodes. This is more of a setup episode, so I'm gonna go B-, and I'm gonna go 82%.
All right, fair enough. James, what about you?
I'm going with an 80% overall, so a B- range.
All right, so we're all in the middle. So now let's get to the two NXT UK episodes. Before you leave, James, let's just say you and I literally said we weren't gonna watch NXT UK because of Cardiff, and then NXT's like, you gotta watch NXT.
You guys were
UK now.
very, very critical on Cardiff. I must say I was very surprised. I haven't talked to y'all yet about that. Have you changed your input?
No, I definitely have not changed my opinion on that. It was because of how, why did Nolan Dar need the win? I get he just returned, but did he really need the win? I think Banks needed to win more. He looked like a geek, and he looked even more of a geek losing to him. Then you look at a guy like Ilya Dragunov, and yeah, the match was great. Cesaro won, and it was fine. But then the minute he went back to Raw, same old. You're not world championship material. You'll get jobbed out again.
James,
so that was ultimately pointless. And don't even get me started on Gallus, dude.
I don't want to compare. The thing I take away from y'all's thing, though, you look at Cesaro especially, here versus there. It's a whole different world. We want him to be more involved on these shows because we believe he is presented better. He's not an enhancement. He's presented as the real Cesaro, the guy that can pick a win but still put a guy over, versus always losing and trying to put a guy over, which is where it's a little Bill, Ricochet, Barry Angle, just saying. So that's why I was kind of like, wow, that's kind of a little harsh. But I mean, I get what you're talking about. But yeah, that was
I don't think it was harsh at all. Here's why: it didn't even factor into the finish of the tag match, the triple threat tag. And I've freaking beaten that to freaking death with a stick. But they didn't even factor them into that freaking finish. And they if they'd have done that and they still lost, they would have been fine with that. And then I'm sorry, you look at what they did with poor Joe Coffey. I mean, what the hell were they thinking?
Yeah, I did not agree with the ending of the Last Man Standing match. That was my strongest critical note too. I agree with you on that.
It wasn't just the ending. Look at the whole match. He looked like a bitch. I mean, he was getting slapped up like no tomorrow, dude. He was getting slapped up. He didn't even get a thing of offense in, and when he did get offense in, Mastiff no-sold it and beat the freaking piss out of him even more.
It was
then
a
there
battle
was a spot where
man.
he just ran at him with a chair, even though he knew he was standing, and he ran at him full force and got punched in the face with the freaking chair. Good job, you idiot. And then the ending spot, of course, where, by the way, Mastiff was up at the count of 10 on his fucking feet. Look at the replay. He was on his fucking feet, and he kicked the cart away from him, which is interfering with the man getting up, which means the count should have been restarted, and the referee counted to 10 anyway. I hate this show, and I hate, and don't even get me started on Toni Storm crying. Oh, she cried. She cried. I'm the champion, and I'm going to cry. Fuck me.
All right. I get you. Again, that was the weakest match in the card, too, in my opinion. I agree with a lot of your points. I'm just, finally wanted to just give mine a little bit of feedback based on what y'all said. Because Owen, the fallout from Cardiff, kind of played in what we've had seen now, that previous episode and this episode. Don't you think?
So let's talk about that. So NXT UK, episode 60. This took place on September 11th, 2019.
The post-card edition.
Yes. Technically, yeah, this is the first episode post-Cardiff. So we had an interview first with Tegan Knox where she was excited to be back in the ring because this was a return match.
Gotta be happy about that. Glad she's shining again. I was worried about her, but I feel like it's perfect fit because she's from Cardiff.
Yeah, exactly. So then we had the show. It was we had Nigel McGuinness and Vic Joseph on commentary for the show, and the show kicked off exactly the way it should have.
Buddy, don't remove anybody. Never change it.
So we have Imperium come out to cut a promo, and the crowd's hating on them because this is Is it the same arena as Cardiff, or is it just the same place?
It is. And remember how, James, you got to admit, that has to be one of your top 5 matches of the year. Tyler Bates.
No, I already said that was like the best match of the whole weekend other than Shawn Spears Cody. I fucking love that match.
Yeah.
That clothesline he did where he sucked
that was
everybody's energy out. They knew it's over.
It was the fact, not only was it a clothesline, it was a clothesline from hell. It was not the regular clothesline. This put JBL's clothesline from hell to shame.
Thank you.
It was brutal. I love that.
Walter has another weapon in his arsenal.
But yeah, we had Imperium come out to cut a promo. And basically they say that this match is sacred and that nobody can stop them pretty much. Because they've beaten British Strong Style and there's no one left to stop them. So then they wrestled.
Could have been Joe Coffey, but
But then they wrestled.
100. We'll see. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, then they wrestled 2 enhancement guys whose names I don't remember. I think it was like Tom Green. It was Tom Green.
Remember either.
I think it was like Tom Green and I forget the other guy's name.
Well, apparently they have Twitter handles, so I guess they sort of matter on the UK scene.
Yep.
Tom Green.
And,
Continue, Owen.
Fabian,
they won with the assisted European Uppercut Powerbomb special, the finishing special of Imperium. And then what happens after the match? They make a statement, beating the daylights out of them, and Walter, of course, ends it with his lethal clothesline. The Imperium clothesline, I like to call it, because that is a final statement. Period.
I loved it. I loved how it made Imperium look like a threat still. I like that it makes Fabian Aichner and Marcel Bartel look strong because they could go for the tag titles now. So
why were they not involved in the match at Cardiff? You should have made it a 4-way. Anyway.
Yeah, pretty.
I would have been fine with that probably.
I don't know. I would have hated it more because then Imperium would have lost. Because then they would have lost. So
You don't know.
No,
that.
I would have been fine. I would have
that.
been fine if they lost, if they didn't factor into the finish.
Yeah.
Then
Those
you would have had
Imperium
3
would have
heel
lost.
teams. It wouldn't
Imperium
have
has to be future NXT UK Tag Team Champions. Mark my words.
oh, absolutely. But yeah, I like this segment. It made Imperium look like a force to be reckoned with, and it was just quite good. It was a way to put them over even more. So,
Yeah. And Imperium shirt one way or another. I'll get a custom one. Anyway, continue.
then Sid Scala gets interviewed, and he talks about his match the previous week with Cassius Ohno, and he says that Cassius Ohno is a joke to British wrestling. Pretty much, he's not, he's not the end all.
Wrestling right now. I could sense his dismay.
Yeah.
Continue.
And he's not the end all and be all of NXT UK wrestling. So he says that he wants a rematch with him, and he wants it to be a British
match.
Good interview actually from Sid Scala, but I didn't. But then when I found out he was wrestling Ono again, I was just like, no, go away.
So,
James gonna speak this.
the assistant of the general manager and the fat USA guy who likes burgers. Okay, great.
Yep, there you go.
Great.
All right.
Great.
Let's keep going. We're all gonna get some good stuff in UK because even you gotta admit, James, there's still some good stuff in NXT UK. Continue, Owen.
We had Jordan Devlin versus Ashton Smith. This match was actually pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
There you go.
Jordan Devlin looked very strong in this match.
Bet against Irish Ace.
Yep. Jordan Devlin dominated, and he really targeted the back of Ashton Smith. And Ashton Smith, he looked very good in this match. He had a wicked and inverted Olympic slam. He, caught Jordan Devlin in a super kick when he went for some type of moonsault. That was impressive.
Yes.
He hit Jordan Devlin hit a Uranagi, but then Ashton Smith got the knees up when he went for the moonsault. But then Jordan Devlin gets the win when he hits the springboard ace crusher into the Devlin slide for the win. And Jordan Devlin wins. I'm okay with that because Jordan Devlin, you want to keep pushing up. And yeah, I thought the match was actually pretty damn good. I actually was surprised how much offense Ashton Smith got in, so I actually quite liked it.
The thing is, Ashton Smith, I can't remember the last time he got a victory, but at least he was super strong in defeat, and it also proves the point what Jordan Devlin's saying. He is a main eventer. He should be a guy going for the NXT UK title. And I truly hope the next NXT UK takeover, they recreate over-the-top wrestling, Walter versus Jordan Devlin for the title. I want to see that match. But we know kind of what might be coming up soon, according to what we've read and heard, because there's still some other people Jordan Devlin has yet to face one-on-one to prove a point. But we'll talk more about that later. I thought it was a good match, though, and Jordan Devlin, he never, ever gives you a bad match. Period.
Well, at least nowadays. I don't know if you saw him in the first ever NXT UK tournament. That with the match with Danny Burch, because he was very green in that match. But
right, but again, he's developed since then. We're 60 episodes in now to this series. He's grown over time, adapted to the WWE style, because still WWE waters down everything, even in British wrestling. But I say he's come a very long way. It's better than episode 27.
Then we had Toni Storm was supposed to get interviewed, but we haven't seen her. We don't know what's going on with Toni Storm.
Did she cry again?
She's mute. So we don't know. We haven't seen or heard
so
anything.
She's crying in silent. Okay.
James, for all we know, she's probably not crying. This is just a dumb storyline. You know Toni Storm is not like that.
I know she's good. Of course I know she's good. It's the fact that why are we making... It was the same issue with Bayley. That's my problem with this. Fuck. I don't like it with Bayley. I ain't gonna like it with Storm. Okay.
And then
wrestling to be taken seriously in WWE. But unfortunately, they're not Stardom. They're not Impact Wrestling. They're not even Women of Honor from Ring of Honor.
No, they're not.
Anyway, continue.
But then Nina Samuels comes up instead and says, like, why isn't the whole show? Why isn't the whole show about me? Pretty much. So, I didn't really care for this interview. It just didn't really. It was just filler. It was just random.
Well, the depth of the NXT UK Women's Division. I'm surprised there's been no Isla Dawn, Killer Kelly, Charlie Morgan.
Killer Kelly would save this division if she was in this fucking the chase.
I'm just waiting for a big break, James. Trust me, I'm with you. I'm just waiting for a big break. She's liked several of my tweets. Okay, trust me, I'm a huge supporter of Killer Kelly. Anyway, Owens, we didn't get much from this
champion
at all. Moving on.
Then we had the build-up for the British Rounds match. They showed footage of it. We had Sid Scala, Nigel McGuinness, William Regal, and Robbie Brookside explaining the rules. And I'll do that
Johnny
myself.
Saint.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Saint. I think I said him, but maybe I passed over him. I'll say the rules again real quick, just in case nobody knows.
True.
Because I don't.
So there's
6 3-minute rounds.
6 3-minute rounds. There's a
30-second break in between each round.
Yep, and then you have to win by 2 pinfalls, 2 submissions, 1 knockout, or if you're by the end of the thin, if you're ahead of fall, then at the end of the whole thin, then you win.
Yeah.
So that match wasn't intriguing me already because I was just, But anyhow,
that's Vince Russo complicated.
Yeah.
This is British wrestling, James. This is actually a classic staple of British wrestling. I actually looked this up, and you'd be surprised how many matches Chris Hero has been involved in these. I was really hoping that this would be executed rather well in NXT UK, but it felt a little flat.
I know why he's involved in them now. I know why Cassius Soto's involved in them now. So we could take a break.
There you go.
Ouch.
He fucking get his win back. You lazy prick.
Yep.
Yep. James is here, folks. All right. Good deal.
I hate him.
Owen, moving on.
Then we had Chags versus Tegan Knox. This match actually was a good return for Tegan Knox. She just squashed her in like a minute, if that, not even. She hit
a minute, dude. You can call this a match? Bam, kick, Shining Wizard, done. 1, 2, 3. What a return for Tegan Knox. She is definitely still shining. I'm glad she did it like that. And then she gets called out by the NXT UK Women's Champion. I'm like, oh snap.
Right,
now you know how much of a fan I am of Kaylee Ray, the Queen of Insanity from ICW and beyond. Okay. I was waiting for, okay, what are they going to do next? Are they going to do Piper Niven instead of like a hardcore match similar to Fear and Loathing? Are they going to do maybe something finally with Killer Kelly and her? What are they going to do here? And it sounds like they're setting up her versus Tegan Knox at this point. And I was like, yes.
So yeah, I did like how she had that line where she was upset that she wasn't the most talked about thing of the weekend. All Out was the same weekend, Kaylee Ray. You aren't going to be the most talked about thing when you're in a crap match. I'm sorry. So.
And Tegan Knox, hometown girl, coming back from an injury, I might add.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. A very devastating one.
Good for her, and I'm so glad that she's back.
I did like the segment. I like the way they're setting up the feud. However, I do have a little bit of a rant. I think it's too soon. I think Tegan Knox should have come back and build herself up more and then do the match in the future. I guess they want to get it out of the way because it's in Wales, but she's not even wrestling for the title, so that's just weird.
Well, you're not going to thrust her into the title picture. You're talking about too soon. That would be ridiculously too soon. And I mean, Tegan Knox, she called her out and said, Oi! If you want to fight, you name the place, you name the time, I'll fight you. She didn't even ask for the title shot. But I was not going to stand up for herself because Kaylee Ray called her out.
There you go. But I did like the segment. I just think it's too soon for her to be in a feud with the champion. I think she should have had a few more squash matches.
I'd rather see Kaylee Ray face Isla Dawn to set up a feud at this point.
Then we had Noam Dar's press conference, which I thought they said was going to happen next week, but it happened this week. And basically, he basically teases like he's going to retire, but instead he says that he's the best wrestler in the world, which was funny.
Supernova number 11. What a character.
And then he's getting asked questions by the press, and Radzy's one of the guys because I know his voice, and he asks him, about the NXT UK Tag Title match that stole the show, not about the actual main event, but the UK Tag Title match. That kind of didn't make any sense, but he doesn't want to answer that question, and he kicks Radzy out, and then we hear Trent Seven on the phone, and he's just basically interrupted his press conference, and Noam Dar tells him to leave because he's invaded his press conference, and then Trent Seven, I like how his ringtone's his own theme song. That's pretty damn great.
Yeah.
And he gets a phone call from, I think what he said, Drake Maverick, but
Yes.
Oh no. Oh no, they're doing what they did in ICW and they're rolling with it. Oh no.
You
Oh,
should.
no.
It's gonna happen, James. That's one of their partners.
For those who don't know the story about the whole phone call thing, Triple H called Trent Seven on his cell phone. It was either Trent Seven or Tyler Bate during an ICW event, and it was basically just to make fun of the Grizzled Young Vets for their match. And yeah, just go look it up. It's great.
I definitely will. But I like this backstage segment. It does seem like a bit of a drop off that Trent Seven kind of went from being in the title picture to a feud with Noam Dar, but I like this. I think it's quite. I think the altercations have been quite good, and I think it's just going to be a one-off, anyways. It's because they're having a match next week, and that's going to be the end of that. So then we had the main event of this show. It was the NXT UK Tag Team Championship match. Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster defended against Grizzled Young Veterans. So no, I'll say this just to be fair. Had this had been the match at Cardiff, I would have been appreciative of it.
I agree 100%. I thought Gallus was overkill.
Yeah. Gallus should have been left out of it, and then, because it looks like they're going to do Gallus anyways, but the match was very good. And they immediately, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster get the upper hand. I like Zab Gibson, where like both of them are just in the wind hitting moves on James Drake. He's just like, get control of this, wouldn't you? And then he just cheats anyways, and he's just doing all the stuff that he's not supposed to be doing. It's quite great. And they get the heat for a while on Mark Andrews, and eventually Flash Morgan Webster gets the hot tag, which I thought was kind of an interesting choice. I thought it would have been reversed, but he actually got a nice hot tag. He got a nice fiery offense. Gibson tries several times to do the Shanley Gates on, Flash Morgan Webster. He fails several times, but then eventually gets it, but then eventually he ends up getting to the ropes. They hit the... they actually had an innovative move on Mark Andrews. They hit like a shoulder breaker, like assisted shoulder breaker on the outside. That was pretty damn cool. That's the first time I think I've seen them pull that out, because typically they do like the the gut buster. So that was pretty damn cool. Flash Morgan Webster was hitting all types of dives. Mark Andrews was hitting some really cool dives. Eventually, Zach Gibson was the first person ever, I think, that I've seen to counter the Stun Dog Millionaire. He counted it into the Shankly Gates, and I guess
that's correct. He's the first person I can think of.
So Noah, he's the one that can break the rule now because he knows how to counter it now. So,
well, let's hope other people follow. I think before this point, why do you live in Mark Andrews? Do you know what he's gonna do to you?
Yep.
Stun Dog Millionaire. Zach Gibson broke the mold.
And Zach Gibson gets him in the Shanley Gates, and you think he's gonna tap out, but then Flash Morgan Webster comes in and hits a swanton from the top rope right across Gibson's back. And then we had the finish. Flash Morgan Webster hits like a tilt-a-whirl DDT, and then Mark Andrews hits the fall to pieces, gets the win, and Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews retain the tag titles, which makes sense because they just won them. They shouldn't be losing them this quickly. But I thought the match was very good. There was actually points where I thought Grizzled Young Veterans were going to win the titles back. And like I said, if this had been the NXT UK tag title match, with reverse with Gibson and Drake as the champions, I would have been all in favor of that title match and that title win.
Yeah.
But because Gallus really should have been the champions, but I thought this was very good, and I actually liked the way I actually liked this NXT UK show. I wasn't sure how I was gonna like it because this was the first one I watched since Cardiff, but it was actually, I thought, pretty damn good. I'm gonna give it a B minus.
Close after Cardiff. I mean, that makes sense. It was your first one.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a B minus, and I'm gonna give it an 84 out of 100.
All right.
Well,
Let's see. Tegan Knox returned. That made me happy. And boom! They are putting their statement to the letter, basically in that ring. This was a great main event, and again, I thought this should have been the match at Cardiff, and I wish Gallus would have came in afterwards and then made their statement about we should be the tag team champions because this should be our kingdom, and then they set the tag team match between Gallus and the South Wales Connection, whatever the hell they're called. But I thought that the finish was interesting here because you had men jockeying for position in the finish, and it was after Mark Andrews did a move that he put Flash Morgan Webster in the cover to get the win for his team. I thought that was very interesting and dynamic. They basically out-tricked the grizzled young veterans. I'm curious to see where they go with the women's division. At this point, I was very interested in, oh, wow, they're doing a British rounds match. I think this is the first time I can remember them actually doing that under the WWE banner, so this should be really interesting. So just on this show alone, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I agree with you. B minus, and I'm gonna go with 81%.
Okay. All right. So then we have this week's, which was September 18th, episode 61. Starts out with a WWE.com exclusive with Sid Scala saying he has a point to prove with this British rounds match.
I'm more in shape. You're not.
Yeah. Then we had the first match. Then we had the actual show itself. We had
Okay.
He's fat.
We had Travis Banks versus Tyson T-Bone. Fine match, but I didn't like the way at all it was booked. I'm not really sure what's going on with Travis Banks. He's booked like such a geek every week. I know he won here, but he didn't really win definitively. He won via roll-up. Like, he really needed to get a nice definitive win by hitting his finish and winning after coming off that loss. Like, if you're not going to do it, like, he should go to 205, honestly. Like, he's being booked like crap in NXT UK. Either they write him off due to an injury angle, he loses, or
don't do the injury angle. Honest to God, that would hurt his stock more.
I'm saying that's...
Yeah, 100%. The dude's been known to be just injury-prone most of his time under the NXT UK banner. At least he's actually in matches. Truth be told, he's lost more than he won. But yeah, he finally picked up a win. And again, wins matter in NXT UK. But the way he picked up a win via roll-up and over all people, Tyson T-Bone?
Exactly.
Singles competitor? Okay, this was weird. What a wicked right thrown by freaking Tyson T-Bone, though. Dang.
And then afterwards,
that's a right hand. Learn something together.
And then afterwards, they do like an exclusive where Tyson T-Bone ain't even mad that he lost the match. It doesn't make any sense at all. So
maybe his brain cells got scrambled. I don't know.
This match was fine, but I didn't like the way it was booked at all. Then we have a Toni Storm update. We don't know what happened to her. We haven't heard any. Maybe she's dead.
Damn, dude. Harsh.
Why did you go to death?
I'm not even gonna laugh. I'm not even gonna acknowledge that statement.
Why did you automatically go to she died?
Because they said they haven't heard anything from her and anything like that.
That doesn't mean she's dead.
Yeah, she could have been taking time off like Sasha Banks trying to find her passion or something. I don't know, but I didn't think she was that.
Maybe she wants to go to regular NXT where she'll actually be utilized and not made look like to cry. I don't know.
And then Mark Coffey and Wolfgang come up, and they're upset that they lost the triple threat even though they didn't factor into the finish.
Yeah,
So they
why
wanna-
are you angry?
So the
Is our kingdom.
yeah,
Get some gold then.
exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like you should put the titles on them, but I feel like the opportunity was missed at Kodev. So
Yeah. By the way, Owen, put your microphone close to your mouth because I can barely hear you.
how about now?
I mean, sure.
I hear
Should I switch to blue snowball?
I mean, I don't know. It might depends. It's because honestly, Owen, I'm like, you sound like you're talking out of a tin can.
the tin can calling.
You sound like you're talking out of a tin can. I got to point that out there. Up, Owen, you froze.
Wait for it. He'll come back together. In the meantime, I would like to tell you all that this wrestling rundown is brought to you by WWE Shop. Go buy all your favorite
Fuck
merchandise,
that!
your favorite WWE superstar.
I'm
Buy a
only
shirt,
going to
buy
NXT.
pants, buy pajamas. Buy from the place that actually matters, and that is NXT with over 30 different new designs. I wish their shirts had more personality than the Undisputed Era. That had to be a Vince move. But go buy a shirt now, WWEshop.com. And now, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Wait, AEW shop. They have a shop now. Their shirts are better. Their shirts are way better. There's like
They
no.
got a lot more character.
How do I sound now?
I was going to say this for the
You sound like a
address, but-
nice person. You don't sound like you're talking out of a tin can.
So don't. I guess that's not happening anymore.
You can use your headphones, but only use them for like to hear us.
All right. So no. Well, I'm just gonna.
I hear him fine from my end. That much I will tell you all. So, I mean, as long as it works for both of you. Roderick Strong, really? Wow, that's a picture.
Hey, hold on one second. I'm gonna show you guys something.
This
This week's Oni Lorcan tweet.
Okay, let me see here. I must kick ass! 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 I love Oni Lorcan Twitter. The dude is so
Yes. It's the best.
Repeated the entire character thing. I can see him speaking to his phone like that, saying, "I must kick ass! I must kick ass! I must kick ass!" I would love to hear him actually say that in a promo.
It's the best. Oh god.
All right. So now
Lorcan's
back.
one of the top 10 people to follow on Twitter. If you don't follow anybody else, I swear.
Iron Sheik and Oni Lorcan, the two best tweeters in wrestling.
They should get into a. They should get into a Twitter off.
Oh my god, it'd just be screaming Twitter war.
It would never end. It would never end.
All right. Let's get back to the.
All right, I'm sorry. Go buy a shirt, AEW shirts too. All right, Owen, get back on track. NXT UK, where are we at?
Rhea Ripley versus Debbie Cattell. So this was interesting. I thought Rhea Ripley was done in NXT UK after, she went to NXT, but I guess not. Maybe they're realizing if they're going to lose Toni Storm, they can't lose Rhea Ripley now. Because basically, without Toni Storm and Rhea Ripley, that women's division, let's be honest, is dead.
No, it's not. But I get what you mean, because they are the ones that are the biggest showcase. But anyway, continue.
It's the other women haven't been built up enough to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
now that
unless you start rapidly building Killer Kelly up as this fucking monster, no one's gonna take that.
Well, it sounds like you're gonna do something with Ginny. It still seems she still seems relevant.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just don't like her.
Let me get into that. So basically, Rhea Ripley went like that and with the riptide because this woman shouldn't get any offense on Rhea Ripley at all. That she just never
suffered her brutality.
Yep. A lot of people don't like that theme song, but I've actually grown to like it.
I like her old one.
What are you hating on that for?
I like the old one better. I can't lie.
But
Final Straw's fucking great.
Then afterwards, Rhea Ripley said that she wants to get herself right back in line for the NXT UK Women's Championship, which I would quite like myself.
Agree.
Then Ginny and Jazzy Gabbard come out, and Ginny talks about how Rhea Ripley isn't fashionable. She basically says that 1990s called and they want their clothes back. Pretty much is what she implies. And she said that she's the future, but she wants to look into the here and the now. And basically, they set up the Rhea Ripley Jazzy Gabert feud, and Jazzy Gabert goes to get in the win. Rhea Ripley immediately takes her head off with a high kick. And,
Jazzy Gabert. Okay, we're good now.
Yeah. So this is interesting because I don't know what's happening here. Are they still? Because I don't know if they're still doing the Rhea Ripley Shayna Baszler feud. And if that's the case, Rhea Ripley absolutely should beat Jazzy Gabert in the feud. Because if Rhea Ripley loses to Jazzy Gabert, then she loses a lot of credibility going up against Shayna Baszler.
Well, think about the finish. Wait. Think about the finish here. It's 2 against 1. If Jenny interferes and causes Rhea the match, it protects her, it further infuriates Rhea, and we set up Jenny versus Rhea. So necessarily, you're not hurting Rhea, you're setting up for another match, and I think that's what they're going for. They're going to set up Jenny versus.
Well, I think if you want to, Rhea Ripley to be the one to take the title from Shayna Baszler, she should just not lose a single match, up until that point.
Well, I guess that depends if they use that in storyline, but I get what you mean.
Yeah. Well, they didn't really bring that up at all, so. But I quite like this. I'm excited to see Rhea Ripley versus Jazzy Gabert. I'm actually excited to see where it goes. So, what about you, Noah? What do you think of this match and the setup of Rhea Ripley versus Jazzy Gabert?
Rhea versus not somebody officially part of the NXT UK roster, and their names are not Toni Storm or Piper Niven. She's going to most likely win, and it's going to be extremely short. As soon as that chick slapped Rhea, you fucked up.
Yep.
She got ripped aside, and that was it. And then I was like, okay, what's next for Rhea? Because, she's been involved in Rhea versus Shannon. I can see them saying that for War Games. I guess we know now she's not done with NXT UK. She wants her title back. Enter Jenny, who still is trying to get the title, but now she has her own insurance policy. And now we're getting a clash of 2 mega athletes of NXT UK's women's division. Jazzy Gabert versus Rhea Ripley, with Rhea right now holding her ground, having the last word. I can't wait for this match personally, and I thought the setup was pretty cool.
And Rhea Ripley too is now officially face in NXT UK because she was a heel last time we saw in NXT UK. So I like the fact that because technically she turned face on NXT. She hasn't turned face in NXT UK. So I quite like the face Rhea Ripley. I feel
like the lines between faces and heels are blurred though. Whenever you put NXT in front of a wrestler, because whether you're in NXT UK or NXT, you're basically cheered because you respect the athlete. The only ones that are truly booed is Zach Gibson and Shayna Baszler.
Well, now Imperium now too. So
only in the
Tommaso
UK.
Ciampa was booed for a while.
Wow, and then James became the most popular star in NXT.
Yep.
Well, but that's because he got injured. Otherwise, they would have kept booing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we had Trent Seven backstage. He's arriving in the arena, and Noam Dar comes up with a megaphone and basically, talks crap to him and says,
British strong style, not just him.
Yeah. So he calls British strong style dead.
RPBSS. And then we got to pull apart Bra. And now, two are going to face each other one-on-one. What could possibly happen? Anybody?
Hello?
Yeah, we're good.
There we go.
Hey!
That was weird. I don't even know what happened.
I don't know. I could have just stayed frozen like this, and you would think that the video froze. But anyway, we're getting Noam Dar versus
Owen's like, is Owen frozen? Owen just froze again. Look at this. Look at that man. I'm gonna zoom in on his face. Look at him. The disappointment, sheer disappointment in this Wi-Fi. Jesus. You kidding? There we go. Hold on. Is there? Where you go? Hello, Owen.
What's up?
We can hear you. What happened?
Skype kicked me off.
What happened? Oh, it did that thing again. All right. Well, at least you got it on time. Okay. Continue.
All right, so yeah, he's talking crap about British Strong Style, and this is when Trent Seven loses if they go at it and they have to be separated. Fine stuff. You know, this is a nice little feud, nice mid-card feud. So I quite like it. It's just it's just kind of strange though that like Trent Seven kind of doesn't really care about Imperium anymore. You know, that's just a little bit weird to me. Like, I get the feud's over, but I can get Tyler Bate because he lost and we haven't seen him since, but it just kind of seems like Trent Seven just kind of went to his own little universe and kind of doesn't want to be bothered with that right now. So I wish they kind of would have explained that a little bit. Maybe, like, add a stipulation to, like, that Tyler Bate-Walter match where, if Walter won, the British Strong Style couldn't, like, challenge for the title anymore. That way this would make more sense.
Well, considering how much respect and how they basically send off "Thank You, British Strong Style," it seems that would make perfect sense. Because honestly, I don't know if I want to see Tyler Bate versus Walter again. I don't think they can top that.
Not at all. But it's just weird that Trent Seven though just doesn't care about Imperium right now because he has a reason to go after them, and I kind of know.
Yeah, that is true. But
just kind of seems like weird. He just kind of left the feud. He's just on to something else now.
Yeah. Moving on.
Then we have the reason to watch this show. Joseph Connors versus Kenny Williams. This match was, I thought, very good. This match was probably the best match on the whole show. It's not saying much because there's only 3 matches on it, and one of them's Cassius Ohno, so,
And he just broke James again. Anyway, again, Joseph Connors sticking to his statement, breaking all the shiny new toys. Kenny Williams, the lucky end, it seems like he always learns from every match, but he can't pull it together. And Joseph Connors won, of course, with the don't look down. That face plant, hammerlock DDT, basically. So, huge momentum for Joseph Connors. He's really been picking up the wins. Then he just talks in turn about like, I told you, like he's hyping himself up or something. Yep. No mirror to wear face makeup required. Gee, I wonder where that is anyway. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was a very good match. And even Kenny Williams, I thought, looked very impressive here.
Either one of these guys could have won this match, and
Yeah.
I like how they're getting back on the push with Joseph Connors because I think he should be skyrocketed in the main event. He's very talented, and
you and Michael Cole both.
Yeah, I like him a lot. So, then we had a vignette for Oliver Carter. James, just so you know, this is the guy that Joseph Connors beat in Oliver Carter's first match, just so that way you're back up to speed. He basically says that
you actually lost.
Yeah, he basically said that he feels bad. He feels like he let a lot of people down when he lost, but he's going to come back more motivated and better than ever next week. So,
do we even know him?
Yeah, he wrestled Joseph. He wrestled Joseph Connors in his first match.
Why didn't he let us know?
He did.
He didn't.
He lost.
I fucking know him.
James, when you usually debut, you usually win.
No, unless you're a low-level jobber. Was he a low-level jobber?
I don't know who the guy is.
So he's a jobber.
He's not a jobber if they hyped him up with a video.
What's his name? What's his name again?
Ronan Oliver.
Oliver Carter.
Oliver Carter? Oliver. Listen to me. Let me talk with you, dude. Do you need to talk? Do you need to talk about your feelings? Are you okay? Are you taking this a little bit too hard? Just maybe a little bit. Just a question. It's okay. Oh God.
James is losing his mind. Owen, continue. Get through this before James officially goes broken.
Kaylee Ray interview that sets up the match between Tegan Knox and Kaylee Ray in 2 weeks. So not next week, but the week after that. James is already going to be broken because the next match is the British rounds match, Cassius Ohno versus Sid Scala. So he's already broken.
I know what I'm going to do.
All right, let's see what he does.
Hold on. All right.
What have we done?
All right, continue.
Oh, okay. Simple enough.
Uh,
Break it down round by round. Let's go through this.
oh my, alright, I'll go through it. So, the first round is 3 minutes. Then they lock up, no one ever gets the advantage on each other. They take a 30-minute break. Second round, what's that word you say, Noah? When the same thing happens?
Oh, Control C, Control V. Oh!
Yep. And then, the third round,
Can we try to redo that? Because I couldn't even hear him. Control C. All I heard was Control C.
Oh!
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. James, you never heard him say that before? He said that like.
No, I've never been live for it.
Oh.
For a while.
Yeah, it has happened before live. Not only here either. On other shows too, where I've had rants. But I'm not gonna rant so much on this because I wasn't expecting much, and I already kind of saw who the winner's gonna be. But boy, did this start out slow. Continue. You're at round 2 right now, right?
Wins. He gets the first fall with the discus elbow, and he gets the first fall. So then for some reason, they have to take another break after a fall happens. They didn't really tell us that ahead of time.
No, they didn't say when the decision happens, the round is over, and they go to the 30-second break. They didn't say that at all, but that's what happened.
That doesn't make any sense at all, but
Nope.
Then the fourth round happens. Basically, Cassius Ohno just completely kicks Sid Scala's ass. And then they have another break. I think Sid Scala got like some momentum going, like at the end of the fourth round or something. I don't know.
He did. Then he got dropped.
Yep. And then the sixth round, pretty much Sid Scala can't win by that point. He just has to tie it.
So close. He goes for it, goes for it, goes for it. Crucifix, rollover, goes for it. He gets a rollover. 3, 2, 1. And
I'm calling bullshit. That fall totally got in on time. Like, there was like 2 seconds left. He could have totally got that fall in.
Not according to that rep count. Nope. Shoulders weren't down until there was just not enough time.
Yeah.
Cassius Ohno wins 1-0.
This match sucked. It really was not good. One, why did they have this stipulation to begin with? They didn't really constitute to have it.
Well, if he wants to prove he's the best British-based wrestler, why not use a British-based wrestling match? This is a British rounds match. It's a staple of British wrestling. I'm not going to say it's a staple of NXT UK. I don't want this to be a thing that occurs going forward now with Cassius Ohno either. Yeah. If it was 2 different people, I would have loved to see this because I bet it would have been better executed. I was excited for the stipulation, but boy, did it underachieve. Because after that first fall, it was Cassius Ohno all the way.
And then
Sid got some offense in, but he could never capitalize enough to do anything.
And then what I hated about it is every time the match got going, the round would end, and then they would have to get it's like when
second break. Yep.
When Sid Scala was doing his comeback, they had to do the 30-second break, so he lost all of his like comeback.
Well, like they told you the previous week, that's part of the strategy. That's part of the psychology. Any momentum you think he's got, hi cat. As soon as that bell rings, you got 30 seconds. That dissipates. It played in here. After that knockout pinfall, Sid couldn't get it done.
But the match was just slow. Nothing happened really at all in this match. It was so slow.
Correct.
I'm going to tell you this. Do this same stipulation and put Gargano and Cole in there. They would make this match a lot more interesting than they did.
And neither of them are British wrestlers, and I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, the end.
You could put The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins in there, and it would be more of an interesting match.
All right. Oh, and for the sake of people that are like, oh, they're talking about the other brands. They don't know what they don't know about this. Why don't you put 2 people from the NXT UK roster in this you think can make this match good?
Tyler Bate and Trent Seven.
There. That wasn't so hard, now was it?
Oh, no, you know what? Actually, Tyler Bate and Jordan Devlin, actually.
That was the match I was thinking of, exactly. Exactly, because to this point, we don't know what's next for Tyler Bate. We don't know what's next for Jordan Devlin. I have to imagine they're going to face each other one-on-one. That was my first pick to go into this match. If you want to do something else with a wrestler that's more technical based in NXT UK, I would go with, and this is just being really wild, I would go with Marcel Bartel, and because I know Mark Andrews will be fast, I would go with Marcel Bartel, Mark Andrews.
I
think it'd be an interesting clash of styles. Anyway, the end. That was the end of NXT UK. And James, we're back. Let's go ahead and grade it. Oh, and James doesn't have to because he didn't watch.
Yep.
This match.
Just read that. Just read that real quick.
It's Bluey. And
I quote, Cassius Ono, a.k.a. Stop that kid, York. Please.
I got you. I thought if I bolded, it would work. Cassius Ono ate Chris Hero. Stop having matches that hide your weaknesses, you fat tubby-coo. Work on your cardio.
Alright, so then I'm going to grade this show now.
I just realized the perfect match setup for this round style match. Drew Gulak and Jordan Devlin.
Yep. So,
all right, anyway, the end. So, this show was better than last week. No, I'm going to go less. I think I'm going to B for last week. This week, I'm sorry. That British Rounds match, I was hoping for more. Didn't get it. I'm excited for Rhea Ripley versus Jazzy Gabbert. Joseph Connors had the best match on the show. We know at least one match we're getting next week, maybe two. I don't remember. And I'm looking forward to what they do with Kaylee Ray and Tegan Knox. So they do more with the women's division. No impairment on this show. So it's a C- for me. Sorry, 70%.
I agree with you.
C plus. Excuse me, 70%. Excuse me.
Oh, I'll give it C minus.
Yeah. C minus.
C minus 70%. I agree with you, Noah. So.
All right, let's go ahead and wake up James and talk about the reason why we're all here. You have one last thing, don't you, Owen?
Yep. So James, you want to do these notes?
I don't have the notes, so I'll have you do them. But I did watch the show.
Do you want me to sing?
Yes, Owen, you do the notes, and James, you talk first after he recaps what we're doing. Go! NXT Line!
Yay!
So this was the first NXT live show on USA Network live, because technically they had one like in 2017 and it was taped, but this was the first time live.
My friends.
You had some WWE.com exclusive of past superstars that have been in NXT talking about it, like Kalisto, like Alexa Bliss, like Braun Strowman, believe it or not. Because he was in NXT, he was a lumberjack and he was a rosebud. So.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oy vey. Continue.
Then we had the show. We had the commentary team of Beth Phoenix, Mauro Ranallo, and Nigel McGuinness, which was awesome.
Mauro introduced us after Triple H gave us that real declaration of welcome to NXT. Welcome to the new era. Let me show you. That was epic.
Yep. And he shows like a little video package of all the highs of NXT, basically kind of the past couple of years. And seeing the Full Sail and the crowd live, it's so different than watching it when it's taped. It just has a different feel to it. And it just.
They enhanced the graphics. They changed the staging a little bit. They changed the lighting. They gave it a real feel of a live presentation. I loved it.
And now let's put this into perspective and just talk about something. I have a feeling AEW, just to stick it to WWE, was going to have the first match on their TV show be a women's match, just so they could say they were the first ones to do it. And NXT checkmated them because their first match on the USA Network was the four-way match between Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, Mia Yim, and Candice LeRae for the #1 contendership for the NXT Women's Championship. So AEW has to be kicking themselves now because that was probably legitimately going to be their first match on their program. And
Before you give this to James, let me correct you. It was not, because we know what the first match is going to be on the AEW first show. It's going to be Sammy Guevara versus Cody. Clearly, the women were not going to be the first match on their show. But I would have loved to have seen that be a possibility. But as far as the first match in this live edition, you already introduced what it was. James, take it away. What did you think of this?
This was awesome. This match was actually really hot opener to start off the new era of NXT. First off, I love the graphics that opened up the show, and I love Triple H and his intro into it. That was the best. I got goosebumps. That crowd was freaking electric.
Yep.
And Morrow just shone right after that was great, and then we went into the match. Was awesome. Some awesome fatal four-way spots. All the women got a chance to shine, even Mia Yim. Mia Yim really proved something here in this match, I think. Everybody shined here. There was a Tower of Doom spot. There was a plancha spot right before they went to their first ever commercial break. I'm not used to that.
I'm gonna have to get used to
commercial break. Can we do the whole thing with the NXT nonstop? Can we do that? Like where during a commercial they're just sitting there and you can watch like the little screen as the action goes on.
You want that?
Yes, I do. Please, that's something I'm willing to invest. Not SmackDown. Put it for NXT. That actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to stop watching the action. You want to keep watching it. It'd be great. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this match. I think I gave it. If I had to rate it a star, I'm probably not going to rate it a star, but it's a thumbs up. It's 2 thumbs up. If I had 4, I'd give it 4 thumbs up. It's great.
You guys, the no DQ system, clap, clap, woo, but I agree with you. What a
I was shocked.
This is how you do. Yes, she did. She finally is getting momentum. She's finally being showcased for what she is, an incredible wrestler. I know people say she doesn't have a character yet. How about you do more than show her as just Johnny Gargano's wife? This is the second step in doing that because I've already seen how incredible she is when I got to see live Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai, and that was my match of SummerSlam weekend. This was an incredible hot opener. All 4 women shined. This is how you treat a women's division. This is how you showcase women's wrestling. Learned stuff from Raw or SmackDown Live. Loved it. And I'm so glad Candice LeRae won with her beautiful lion salt. That is how you do a freaking moonsault.
That was awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, the match was fantastic. I even love, the KOD, the protect your neck, which is a weird name for a finisher because it's not physically possible to protect your neck. But
I mean, Mia, you're supposed to be street, right? So you gotta, give it that street type feel,
But yeah, Candice LeRae won, which I didn't see coming. And let's talk about this because Noah, you were up in the Elite Runner-Up Championship. This match is what knocked you out of the Elite Runner-Up Championship tournament because Mia fall in this match.
I was thinking that Io Shirai was going to cost Candice LeRae in the end, but Io Shirai, she got taken out. So I eat my words. Candice LeRae pins Mia Yim when I thought it was actually going to be Bianca Belair pinning Mia Yim because previously Mia Yim beat Bianca Belair. Both women have had a title shot, but Bianca Belair, I feel like she's trying to prove the most right now. That's why I went with her. I was wrong.
So then, yeah, Candice LeRae wins. I was actually happy. It was a nice surprise.
It was a pleasant change. Unpredictability. What do you know? Something you couldn't predict. Something that didn't seem lame or obvious. Gee, I wonder where that could be implemented more to be worth watching. I wonder. Love you.
SmackDown.
Do you need to recall that, James? Love the opening, and then we got the face-off. Very interesting indeed.
And then we find out that they're going to have the women's title match on October 2nd when it goes head-to-head with AEW. Now, I actually kind of hope... I actually hope this match goes on at the same time as the first ever AEW Women's Championship match. That would be sick.
It's a race. Who has the first women's title match?
I'm going to have to slam simulcast. I can already feel it right now. I'm gonna have to simulcast both of these shows on the freaking debut week at least. I can feel it right now. This is a war.
Live stream it and just so we can see your reaction of like, which one do I pay attention to more?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what, James? You know what, James? If I wasn't working that day and I'm watching Flip Flop on my phone, I really wish I could. Maybe if I get out early enough, we'll see. No promises. But if you see a little thing on my YouTube about live simulcast reaction, stay tuned.
But I did star ratings for this show, and I gave this match 4 stars. It was a great opening match.
Yeah, it was 4. If I had to do star
You
ratings,
had 4 stars in this match. Perfect score. 4 out of 5.
Then we had a video package for Adam Cole, because you do gotta remember a lot of people haven't watched NXT, so this is introducing us to these characters. So you gotta kind of forgive it a little bit. But it was a good video package. I quite liked it, so I'm not gonna complain about it.
Yes.
Me neither.
Which we should talk about. I thought this show did 2 good things. Because I heard Evolve forgot they were on the network until like after 2 matches in. So NXT, remember they were actually on USA Network like right away, so that was good. And I did like how they included people in and broke down what the stories were, and so that way like someone who's never watched the show before knew what was going on. So I quite like that.
Pointless video recaps that took 15 minutes that you didn't want to watch. Gee, I wonder where that needs to have less on. Continue.
Then it showed highlights of Keith Lee versus Dominic Dijakovic.
Oh God, man.
And they're having the match next week.
Yes.
What's up, Happy? I think that's main event in the first hour.
It should.
Next week.
Yeah. And you should be mentioning 2 other things. One, this was not a full-fledged live NXT because Suits has to finish their series for that week and the week coming up. And 2, big fighter, somebody bought commercial time during this.
Oh yeah, AEW did. So it was funny. So yeah, that was interesting. But then we had the next match. It was Sean Maluta versus Cameron Grimes. It was a squad.
I got this. I could do this. I got this.
Do it, James.
Cameron Grimes comes out after Sean Maluta. Morrow hypes him up. He stands in the corner. He looks like he's a man possessed. Sean Maluta charges. Cameron Grimes hits a stop. Simple and effective. Thumbs up.
3 stars. Nice.
Great. It was the best squash match ever done. 3 stars.
Bravo, Cameron Grimes. And I like his rugged, wild caveman top hat dealie. I was literally writing a tweet, who you think will win, and as soon as I'm like what? I literally retweet and go like, never mind. And then
who would you write down? Who were you writing down?
I was like, all right, Cameron Grimes for Sean Maluta. Who do you get? Oh, retweet. Never mind.
Well, I mean, you could have just... Yeah, I guarantee you it would have been Cameron Grimes anyway.
I know, but I just want to see what people think. Again, we're trying to attract people that never heard or have seen NXT. But you might have seen Impact Wrestling and remembered a guy named Trevor Lee.
And he looks like Trevor Lee. I wonder why Trevor Lee and Cameron Grimes aren't in the same room together.
No, you really
would may never know.
Oh yeah, no.
No, I don't know if Noah's in on that joke. How come Stunning Steve Austin and Stone Cold and the Ringmaster, they're never in the same room together? I wonder why.
James, just Noah, all you have to do is watch, not the whole thing, but at least go and watch Video 2000 and you'll be in on that joke.
I get you. Yeah, eventually I gotta go back through and remember all the stuff I saw in it so far. Anyway, great squash, simple as that. Yeah. That's how you continue.
Then we had a vignette for Damian Priest. It was awesome.
Yes, and he sounds badass.
Yes, he does. Oh yeah, this is the first time.
Aleister Black. It's different.
This is the first time he's spoken. It hasn't. in the
Yeah, it is, and he sounds like he could be a freaking scary author or narrator, dude.
Yeah.
He really could. I'd like to hear him narrate a book.
Can you imagine him like reading like Stephen King's books?
Oh, jeez.
um,
That's some
I don't think
scary
people
shit.
I don't think people subscribe to Audible, especially in October.
Then we had the match of the night, I thought. NXT North American Championship match. NXT North American Champion, the Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong. Beginning portions of the match, Roderick Strong's out wrestling Velveteen Dream because he kind of comes from that amateur wrestling background versus Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream fights him off. He lures him in outside the ring so he can hit that wicked right hand right through the ropes. Roderick Strong targets the back of Velveteen Dream. He hits a wicked wasteland into a backbreaker. Basically, he's the master of the backbreaker. If he can perform a backbreaker, he's going to do it. So that's all I need to say when it comes to Roderick Strong backbreakers.
The Messiah of the backbreaker for a reason.
Another great spot was Roderick Strong hitting like those forearms like off the ropes like again and again while Velveteen Dream was tied up in the ropes.
That was a great spot. I love that spot.
Velveteen Dream hit
forearms.
Velveteen Dream hits the Dream Valley Driver out of nowhere, the axe handle, and the referee takes a bump. Undisputed Era. The rest of them come out. Velveteen Dream fights him off the best he can. Roderick Strong hits End of Heartache, but Velveteen Dream kicks out, and it didn't
huge moment.
And it didn't make his finisher look weak because the referee wasn't right there to make the count, so it actually protected his finish, I thought. Then Velveteen Dream hits the Dream Valley Driver again out of nowhere, hits a super kick on Adam Cole.
That was my parents. Continue.
Yeah, then Velveteen Dream hits a super kick on Adam Cole. He goes for the Purple Rainmaker, but Adam Cole, behind the referee's back, hits a super kick in retaliation, and then Roderick Strong hits End of Heartache again. And the prophecy is now fulfilled. All members of the Undisputed Era have championship gold.
Wait, this time for celebration.
Evolution 2.0 on NXT is undisputed. Baby.
My undisputed armband.
Hey,
Once James gets the armband, he'll give us his thoughts first on this match.
About daggum time.
I'll get my thoughts real quick because James is taking.
Yeah. Just go.
Continue what you're doing.
I love this. I love the fact that Undisputed Era now officially has all the gold, and I loved how they slowly built it up. They didn't just have it happen all in one night. They actually spread it out. They had, Fish and O'Reilly win the tag titles on a different night, and Strong win the championship here. It made sense.
He froze. Oh, there.
Yeah, it made sense, and I absolutely loved it. The match was great too, and apparently too, so is that Velveteen Dream got hurt in this match too, didn't he?
Yes, according to this, he has pain in his lumbar, of all places. Dream is the reason people should want to watch NXT. The guy is phenomenal. Do you see the way his entrance worked with the way him rising up from the stage in the fog? It is an experience whenever he comes out. He is the most original thing WWE has ever had. Incredible selling. It put over Roderick Strong like $1 million because Roderick Strong is a better athlete than a promo, while Velveteen Dream is a full-fledged character and wrestler and can sell you on all fronts. This match was incredible, and the prophecy has finally been fulfilled. I could not be happy with how this turned out. I'm so glad this was on the USA Network. You needed this to be on the USA Network for your debut. Congratulations, to the Undisputed Era. Finally, the prophecy.
I'm sad. Can't find my armband.
But I thought the match was great. I
got my tag, my other shirt. I need to order that new shirt. I saw that new shirt come out, and my mug. So you already know what I'm about. NXT, gentlemen, is officially undisputed. Welcome to the Undisputed Era.
Yay!
I thought the match was great. I gave it 4 3/4 stars.
Yeah, this was great. 4 and 3/4. Great show, great main event. Probably my favorite match on the whole night. At least on the first hour. And then there was one match that may be better. I don't know. I'm still debating.
We'll get to that soon.
But yeah, this was just great. I love this match. Great way to cap off hour 1.
And now
Thumbs up. 4 3/4.
Now we have hour 2. We have Pete Dunne versus Archiro Ruas.
Which was a really good match, by the way.
If you watched it,
James, you want to talk about it?
I was shocked about this guy. I had no idea who he was. He came in. He had an awesome match with Pete Dunne. And Pete Dunne and him had a clinic. It was great. It was well done. And, you know, I can't even remember half the spots. I just remember watching it, enjoying it. And I was like, wow, this guy really impressed me with this kind of unique style. Especially with the fact that he has, like, tape around his feet and, like, he has, like, a weird, like, what do you call those pants? I always forget the name.
I don't remember, but you gotta remember he's Brazilian. He's got that background and like barefoot martial arts type stuff. But again, Pete's done. He just loves what he does. He wins, breaking the man's fingers, immediate tap out. Great, short, simple match though. It's been a while since we've seen this guy in NXT as well.
Yeah,
I thought the match was very good. It was a nice, like, MMA style match, pretty much.
It really was. It's just a very ground-based matchup.
Great start to the second hour.
I think that guy regretted not wearing... Yeah, because this was the start of the second hour. I didn't say that because James kind of already said it for me, so...
yeah, there was some network glitches at first for some people where they couldn't log in for like 10 minutes.
Happened to me. That happened to me. I had to ask Owen, hey, I think it logged me out. And he's like, it shouldn't have. It's the same password. I'm like, never mind. I got back in eventually.
The match, though...
Yeah, it's huge for everybody.
The match was very good. I bet this guy wished he wore shoes this day, though, because Pete Dunne, like, destroyed this guy's feet.
He's going to wear shoes next time, I guarantee it.
I doubt it.
But Pete Dunne, yeah, he wins. The match was very good. I gave it 3 3/4 stars.
Yeah, typical Pete Dunne match. What'd you expect from the Bruiserweight?
I love it, too. After he breaks his fingers, he's just kind of like, he just shrugs it off, like, oh, well. So then,
that's his new gimmick now. He just shrugs off. I broke the dude's hand. It's fine. I broke the dude's feet. Yeah, it's whatever.
Then,
it'll be fine.
Then we had a vignette for Dakota Kai. She's returning next week.
Yes.
I'm excited about that, actually.
I'm happy. My girl.
I don't know if that's going to be on hour 1 or hour 2, so we'll have to wait.
It should be on hour 2, probably. Probably on hour 2.
Most likely.
Then we were supposed to have Denzel DeJohnette, I don't know if that's how you say his name, versus Kushida. But it doesn't matter how you say the guy's name, because Imperium just came out and beat the crap out of this guy.
Imperium!
I was like, what?
NXT!
I was shocked by this, because I was like, what?
It wasn't all of Imperium. It was everyone. It was Imperium minus Walter.
Until Walter came out.
And they come out and say that this match is sacred, and basically that, you know, they want to take over USA Network. And then Kushida comes out and says that you're working on my time, which I kind of like because that kind of plays off his character, because he's like the Back of the Future, you know, type character. And he challenges them to a fight. And he doesn't fight them off. He just basically does a hit and run, which I liked. I think they botched it, though, because I think Marcel Bartel was, like, too close. So he totally could have caught him, I think, if he had stood a little further away. But still, this came off looking good. I thought Kushida came off looking good, and Imperium didn't look weak with this exchange. So
the potential of Walter versus Kushida, take my freaking money.
Yes.
Yes. But we all get in. So I'm guessing Kushida's gonna pick 2 tag team partners to go up against Imperium. It's probably gonna be like everybody minus Walter. Walter will just kind of stand inside for the match, which I could see happening. But then I was kind of pissed because I was like, crap. Now I gotta watch NXT UK again because now I feel So you know what the funny thing is? NXT got me watching NXT UK again because now I have to.
Again, if you follow Triple H's media calls like I do, he wants to try and put NXT UK and 205 Live basically under the NXT banner. Imagine the possibilities of these guys clashing, not just within each other's brands, but with each other overall. It expands everything, and I think we got our first teaser of that with this next match. Oh wait. the next match was Aaliyah versus Xia Li, wasn't it?
With
Yeah.
Aaliyah with Vanessa Bourne versus Xia
I got this. Xia Li won with her kicks because she likes kicks. Kick, spinning kick, win.
It could have been better executed. I was hoping for more, but I mean, you know, you're dealing with time.
She botched a top rope finisher. This is what makes it not an A for me. Or
Yeah,
an
this is like
A+ for me.
This is a low note of the show for me. Okay, you gotta develop your in-ring capabilities more, ladies, in this match. Sorry.
What the hell happened? I want to know what happened that made her fall off that top rope face first.
This match was just decent, really nothing special. I give it 2 3/4.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
All right.
And then because Noah Foster's, runs 205 Live Matters, he gets to talk about all cruiserweight matches that ever happened.
Hashtag 205 Live Matters, bitches, because Triple H cares about the cruiserweight division. What a match. This was my match of the night.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you all can tell why. First off, welcome back, Lio Rush.
Yeah. Talk about a coming back party.
I do have a small rant. Just a small. It's just a nitpick.
Go ahead.
I wish they wouldn't have shown the graphic before.
Yeah, they should have just had it be like Oney Lorcan's gonna fight a mystery opponent, and then the mystery opponent turns out to be Lio Rush.
Yeah,
that would have been even better. But
that's it.
You can only ask for so much from their first episode of NXT Live, but you cannot argue that this match was the best cruiserweight match you've seen all week, and what you expected to see more of from Oney Lorcan and Tony Nese. Because as soon as Lio Rush got in the ring and the bell rang, he just went right after his ass. Freaking running hip attacks out of the corner, freaking block.
Wait, let me get the tweet up again. I'll just get it up real quick.
Yeah, no, read the tweet again because you can.
Because this pretty much fits the bill for the opening portion of this match here. Ready? 3.
No, get ready to read it.
1. There we go.
All right, yeah. So I think for Oney Lorcan's my sister about, he's like, I must kick ass, 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 and boy did he kick ass. Freaking running hip attacks, running blockbuster, the half and half counter though, and then we get Lio Rush. Lio Rush is the fastest freaking thing in WWE in my opinion, with the trio suicide dives, and then we get a Matrix escape and a couple of kicks. Then we get our turning point of the match. That really, Lio Rush, not only incredible in-ring competitor, boy can he sell. That was a wicked dragon screw that he took, and that was the story of the match as Oney Lorcan continued working on it. Then we get a gut wrench powerbomb, Oney Lorcan showcasing his powers, not enough to keep down Lio Rush. But then Lio Rush, he gained some momentum with a very unique bottom rope springboard stunner to Oney Lorcan. I've never seen that before. And then we get his final hour frog splash, countered, and Oney Lorcan capitalized, putting him in a half crab on the injured leg, while Lio Rush is still selling the injured leg. He then goes to a Mafia STF, and you think Lio Rush about to pass out. This close. No, he stays alive. And then we get Oney Lorcan. He gets up off, and he basically now singles when he's going to do the chin thing and slap you across the face. But before he could do that, how many hits did Lio Rush get on him with that? That was lightning fast offense, but then he makes the ultimate mistake where that tweet comes into play even emphatically. You need fire emojis for that. He slaps Oney Lorcan, and the crowd knew you fucked up. Because Oney Lorcan looked like he was about to explode. I've never seen him look more angry in my life. And
He looked like that Pokemon Volbeat. He looked like Volbeat. Like a human version of Volbeat. And then he just grabbed him by the face. Bam,
the sweat and the freaking just went flying. Each one harder than the last. You think that Lio Rush is about to collapse. Somehow he kicks him, though. Oney Lorcan running at 100 miles per hour. Beautiful standing Spanish fly, countered on the blockbuster. And then Lio Rush goes, while still injured, prone, it seemed, to the top rope and executes what's now being called the Dragon's Call, that split leg frog splash, and picks up the win while he still grips his leg afterwards. What a phenomenal return, an incredible cruiserweight match, and I cannot
wait. He's the #1 contender. Can we talk about that? He's going up against Drew Gulak next.
Yeah, heel versus face classic dynamics be damned. We're getting Leo Rush versus Drew Gulak. This match needs to happen on NXT. If this is what I can expect for the cruiserweights, for the NXT product, keep bringing it. Love this match. This is my match of the night. I wish there was more of it. It was so fast. Definitely beautiful. 4 3/4 for me. Owen, your thoughts?
Great match. This is the way the cruiserweight division should be used. And I've said it, if 205 Live did get canceled and we get to see the cruiserweight division be this, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I am too.
But yeah, great match. Basically, Noah, you said everything that needs to be said. Love the fact that Leo Rush is back. I don't know what happens to him. Like, if once Bobby Lashley comes back, is he going to manage him, or is he just going to stay in NXT?
Well,
I hope he just stays in NXT.
They did bring up his past and commentary, and Marvin Nell being a mental health advocate, and of course I support that as well because I was born developmentally delayed. He basically said whatever demons that Leo Rush was fighting, glad to see he finally got free. Marvin Nell is such an incredible person and commentator, always on point.
Yeah,
so whatever Leo Rush was dealing with, whether with himself or from a business perspective, I guess he now starts doing his own hip-hop music now too. You can actually see it on YouTube. I'm glad that he got that all situated because the guy is a phenomenal athlete. What a match.
So, I give the match 4.5 stars. It was still great. Just not quite the level of that North American title match, but still a great match.
Well, you know,
I thought it was better, actually. I thought it was like 5. I thought it was honestly a 5-star match. It was perfect return, perfect set of circumstances, perfect everything about this match. That was great. That was such a great match.
Worthy. It
was takeover worthy. Absolutely, it was takeover worthy. You had at least 3 matches on here that would have been takeover worthy. Even the Pete Dunne match was. This show was fucking great. Yeah. Even the women's match was too. Fatal 4-Way women's.
Yeah. Then we had the main event, not the show, so you guys don't need to be. We already did that, so you don't need to be sleeping. It was the street fight, Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane.
It wasn't much of a street fight.
No.
I mean, it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
This is what you call war, chaos, anarchy.
Everyone's like,
W. The
by
war
the way, people are hating on this ending, and they were like, "Oh no, you shouldn't have done that. You almost had it." Here's what I have to say.
Go for it.
War games. Why the fuck do you think they did this?
Yeah.
They're setting up NXT versus NXT UK.
Absolutely. That's absolutely what they're setting up for.
Matt
and
Riddle,
even then, they're setting up for a Worlds Collide and also War Games. People forget War Games is coming up soon.
Yeah. And Worlds Collide is going to be during Royal Rumble weekend, so this is what you can expect, the brands colliding. Triple H said himself, I'm more in competition with ourselves. NXT now being looked at as the third brand, and you're being backed up by NXT UK and 205 Live. Follow that Raw and SmackDown Live. This is awesome.
Yeah, they blow. Matt Riddle grabs a kendo stick and beat the crap out of Killian Dane with it. They fight backstage. They walk by Forgotten Sons. They
just
over the Imperium sitting down, and Imperium gets into it, and then basically just a brawl ensues between everyone.
All hell breaks loose.
You see Pete Dunne get into it. You see the Forgotten Sons, Angel Garza, I think Cameron Grimes.
Street Profits.
Yep, Street Profits, which I don't know what happened with that tag title match. I thought that was supposed to be on this show, but I guess not.
I think it's the next week or the week.
It's coming up soon.
But pretty much everybody like on the roster just got into this, and it was pretty damn awesome. Basically, all hell ensues, and after the show went off the air, which is why I'm okay with this, because they did something with it afterwards. William Regal comes out and says pretty much now, like, you guys may want to kill each other, but now we're going to make sure you guys get controlled a little bit, because now we're going to make the street fight this time for the number 1 contendership for the NXT Championship. So this actually gives them a reason not only to kick the crap out of each other, but now they want to make sure they win the match.
Oh, jeez.
So I actually kind of like the way they ended it off. It would have been so much better, though, if we saw so many people laid out, and then, obviously SmackDown ruined it, but Kevin Owens, came out, right after this. I don't know why they couldn't just put Kevin Owens on NXT. That just would have... Because,
he's eventually going there. I think he's going to be done with Kevin Owens is going to have his feud with Shane, then he's going to go down to NXT. That's what I'm saying.
This was the perfect opportunity. He got fired off of SmackDown, and
yeah, I know. Trust me, I know.
They're doing the lawsuit thing. They're recreating a 40 Big Show angle. He'll get what he wants. Match will happen. Blah blah blah. Let's not focus on the negative. Let's focus on positive. This was a great way to show you a war is here, and that wasn't the only exclusive, Owen, because Triple H. He poured his heart out, basically stating himself as a champ. I want you people in the foxhole with me. Will you join me? Look, I'm not going to pick sides. I am neutral here, but I know one thing for damn sure. The day I'm going to look forward to every week is Wednesday.
It's Wednesday night, baby.
For this war to begin. And Triple H firing the first shot 2 weeks in advance.
Yep.
What an opening round.
Yeah.
And I gotta say this too. AEW may be in for more than what they bargained for when they thought originally, because
you see, the funny thing is, as great as this episode was, they didn't technically fire the first shot. AEW did. Go back on the programs. Go back on your DVRs. They bought air time on their fucking program. Yeah. I thought you could go back to it right now. They bought airtime on their program, NXT included. You know they're serious. They're not fucking around. If they can afford airtime on the USA and Fox networks, they're gonna be in. This is gonna be a wild war, dude.
Get ready, buckle up, folks. Follow that, my friends. You're gonna pick a side. You're gonna stay neutral.
I'm gonna die. I don't have a seatbelt.
So I'm going to do my letter grade first. I thought this episode was fantastic. It wasn't quite a perfect episode, but it's easily an A episode. I'm going to give it I'm going to give it a 98 out of 100. Just
98 out of 100 for me.
Yep, agree. Besides the Aaliyah Ali thing, I really don't have any false notes about this show, the execution. I wish it was full on live, but again, you gotta respect the people who like to watch Suits. I don't give a damn about that show. 98% A show, best thing of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great.
And I'm sorry, but maybe we'll do that every week when we do a show. Best thing of the week, worst thing of the week. I'm sorry. Worst thing of the week was main event. That was worst thing of the week.
Hold on.
I could kill Noah.
The 24/7 titles on freaking our True and EC3. What happened?
Yeah. It just shows you right there. So let's end off this episode. We have nothing. Is there anything we want to talk about now? Or,
I got stuff to plug, I guess. I don't know.
All right. I was just asking if there's any other wrestling topic we wanted to talk about.
There is one that I think we should talk about. Impact is in the fold.
Oh, yeah. They bought Access.
We have to actually talk about this. So Anthem Entertainment bought Access.
Yep.
Yes. And are now going to put their show on Access TV. And I don't know what they're going to do, but I highly think they're going to be like an ECW type. And right now they actually have really good talent that they can do that with. And I'm actually excited for Impact to join this crazy ever-changing landscape.
Currently pushing Tessa Blanchard. AEW has started this wrestling boom of these companies coming together, trying to start their own thing live, and trying to get on major networks. The NWA is doing their own live weekly show, or at least Billy Corgan's trying to. You got Impact Wrestling now on the alternative wrestling channel it's becoming, it seems. Access TV. Rumor has it they may want to try and buy Ring of Honor. And you already got on Access TV, Women of Wrestling, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Wrestling is back, people. And it's all over the place. I love this.
Don't sleep on this, too. MLW is getting pay-per-views, too, all the time now, too.
Yes.
Yeah, but I wonder how much the commentary is affected without Tony Schiavone.
I know. We gotta start those reviews soon, actually.
Yeah, we might as well just, honest to God, we probably should just start on the recent episode because it's going to take forever to get all the way to the next episode, honestly, I think.
Your rundowns are going to be even longer or broken apart with all this extra wrestling. I mean,
Yeah, honestly,
October's gonna be
I
a
think
wild
it's
ride.
changing too fast. We're behind the times. We got to get
James, they're going to go to Access TV after Bound for Glory live.
But anyhow, let's do the plugs now that we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Let's start with Noah because he's got like the least amount of stuff to plug, I think.
Fair enough, and yeah, I do have to go to bed. Gentlemen, a pleasure as always. Can't wait to do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to know more about me? Know this. I'm just a simple man and an Undisputed Era fan for life and also a lifelong fan of wrestling. So if you want to follow me and talk anything wrestling, WWE and beyond, look me up on Twitter, nodq.com/Noah, or follow my simple YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/NoahFoster210. All sorts of reviews, recaps, predictions, summaries, rants on all things wrestling, WWE and beyond, all 5 brands of WWE. And then you got Ring of Honor, AEW, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and independent wrestling stuff. Support independent wrestling, folks. And more. And also, support NoDQ, the reason I made YouTube. Buy a shirt, buy something. NoDQ.com/merch. Follow all your social media platforms. Make a friend, make an enemy, a tip control virtue. Your opinions matter. Comment section, everything. Polls, cons, mean gifts, reviews, recaps, sexy female pics. You name it is there, primarily WWE, with some influence of AEW. And as always, I'd like to close. Support your wrestling outlets, but big and small. And let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique, undisputed wrestling community together. Simple as that.
The whole joke of this is it's not really that simple.
James, you want to go next?
Yeah. You guys can find me on youtube.com/user/JHebertside95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. Indie Force Episode 3, where we talk about a lot of what we needed to cover and more on the Indie Force Episode 3. In Episode 4, we will be reviewing Impact Wrestling from this week. We will also be reviewing NXT again. We'll be reviewing Triple A's Independence Day show, Invading New York. And we'll also be talking about Road to Destruction, the New Japan Pro Wrestling saga that's going on currently. Make sure you check that out, along with other news topics for Indie Force Episode 4. Check that out. Nice. And you can also tweet me if you want to know anything else about the world of independent wrestling at JHebertside95, or you could text Mike or tweet Mike at HellsWarrior25. You could also check out Weymouth Youth Wrestling, youtube.com/user/WYWPride. We reached 1,000 views on Immortal. Yeah! I did it. Yeah, that's it.
All right, so for me, you can check out this channel. By the time you see this video, you should see the Wrestling One on episode 170, where me and James reviewed last week's NXT, and me and Chris reviewed Clash of Champions with crappy quality of Instagram, because we didn't care about that show enough to do good quality. Then 171, where me and Chris reviewed Raw and SmackDown from this week, and then obviously you're going to see this episode right now. This week upcoming, you're going to see the Retro Wrestling Review Series. Me and Chris and like other people, if they want to.
I'll be on for that. It's tell me the SmackDown we're reviewing.
It's on so we're doing it Wednesday. It's the WWF SmackDown August 9th, 2001.
Nice, Invasion era. And yeah, I picked the Hell in a Cell match for our wrestling retro wrestling review between Shawn Michaels and Triple H. That went over 40 minutes. Bad Blood
2004. And I'll say what my pick's going to be. Since the draft's coming up, we're going to do the most recent draft that ever happened, the draft that happened back in 2016.
Okay.
I didn't review
that wasn't terrible.
Because I never reviewed it, so I figured why not review it. And then I think James will get the next pick after that. I don't know the stipulations yet, so
yep.
I think it's either going to be by that point a past Saudi show, or we'll just like open it. Yeah. I feel like I think once the Saudi show comes up, we're just gonna open it to any to like maybe Eddie's show. I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I know my show then.
And don't forget, Owen, later this week, if not this weekend, we're doing an AEW preview of the first episode where we think so far of the product and the roster and our predictions.
Yes, the state of the AEW address.
On the first show.
Yeah, we're basically, me and Noah co-hosting it. We're going to get as many people on as we possibly can. So
you're probably going to see, you will probably see me and Casey at the most representing Indie Force on that show because we are definitely going to be covering this extensively. This war is something I think we're all invested in.
So what day? Let's set a date now. So should it be the 29th or the 30th? No, sorry, the 28th or the 29th.
Make it the 28th only because that 29th is my birthday.
Oh, a happy belated birthday, man! And
Jeez.
all right, yeah,
24. 24 here.
At some point Saturday, September 28th, AEW preview.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So it's gonna be. I don't know what we're calling it yet. It's gonna be. How about? It's either gonna be the state of the AEW because we should do
state of AEW address. The state of AEW address.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll basically talk about everything that's happened so far, and what we think of the company going forward. Talking about the preview in the first episode. I want to do the second one since I'll be going to that, and then
hockey.
Do the tag team tournament bracketology. So
yeah.
Yes, definitely.
And by the way, I might make an executive decision because I screwed up. James, you and Chris Mace's match in the tournament's going to happen on October 2nd of NXT instead of the episode that I have.
Okay, so I'm predicting against Chris Mace for NXT, while Mike and other Mike are predicting for All Out, correct?
Well,
sorry, All Out. I'm going back in time. I'm Kushida. No, so AEW Dynamite.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
And then obviously check out Owen the Talkinator for my non-wrestling stuff. Breaking Bad season reviews coming at you. And then CM Brothers, where me and my cousin tomorrow are going to be reviewing Red vs. Blue season 5 and possibly the miniseries if we have time. So trying to work that in within Raw's schedule. So that's pretty much it. We have nothing left to talk about. We will talk to you guys later.
Bye!
Have a good night, folks.
Take that work week off, 5 days in the bucket. Fuck it, you got a boss who's a jerk who doesn't. Throw on some Wu-Tang, bring the motherfucking ruckus. There is no pretext. We are living and we love it on a budget. Never mind, we just nudge it to the side. Give the kids a little time. We are living till we die. Focused and we hustle, but we still be getting high. No exception to the rule. Do what you do to get by. Cause I keep ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me